There was a special bond, a silent understanding reserved for true love. There are names that stand out not only for the roles they play, but for what they represent. Can Yaman is one of them. He's not just an actor, he's a trained lawyer, a polyglot, a disciplined athlete, and a figure who transcends the screen. A rare blend of talent, intelligence, and charisma. Whenever he walks the streets of Italy, he's never alone. Crowds follow him. Crowds follow him. This is not fleeting admiration, it's devotion. A phenomenon reminiscent of the frenzy surrounding Elvis Presley. A phenomenon reminiscent of the frenzy surrounding Elvis Presley. Yet Can stays grounded, respecting his roots and taking his career seriously. His success is no accident. It's the result of years of study, effort, and strict self-discipline. When he chose acting over law, it wasn't on a whim. It was a calling, and every scene he films proves it. In projects like Daydreamer, Mr. Wrong Viola Come il Mare, or the highly anticipated Sandokan, Can doesn't just act, he transforms scripts into raw emotion. With a single glance, he moves the audience. He doesn't play characters, he gives them soul. But his brilliance doesn't stop when the cameras turn off. In interviews, at events, and on social media, he always conveys the same: confidence without arrogance, elegance without pretense. Can has found a rare balance, being a public figure while remaining genuine. Fashion has embraced him too. He's worked with major brands, yet even there he stands out. He doesn't pose just to pose. Every photo, every gesture has meaning and tells a story. For him, beauty is expression, not vanity. And away from the spotlight, he preserves something sacred, his privacy. Though his love life is often a topic of speculation, he's chosen elegant silence. Not because he doesn't love, but because his greatest love is for his craft, his audience, and the freedom to be himself. Can Yaman doesn't just act, he creates, renews, and moves. Instead of following formulas, he chooses the hard path, the one that leaves a mark. That's why it's no surprise his fame keeps growing. There's something about him that can't be taught. It comes from within. Watching him isn't just watching a series. It's stepping into a universe where dreams still feel possible. Because Can Yaman doesn't act out fantasies, he makes them real. There are women whose light doesn't dim even when media noise tries to overshadow them. Women who don't need grand speeches to prove their strength, because every step they take, every decision they make is an act of courage. That's how I see Demet Özdemir, different, special, unique in her essence, as so many fans rightly say. Many believe she still remembers that some wounds haven't completely healed. And maybe that's true, but it doesn't make her weak. On the contrary, her ability to move forward with dignity without resorting to drama or victimhood is what I admire most. As one fan said, Demet hasn't forgotten, but she's transformed without losing herself. That phrase perfectly sums up what it means to grow without abandoning your heart. Demet has been watched, analyzed, idealized. Not by chance do fans call her special, simple, authentic, and those aren't empty words. She earned that respect because she never had to betray her values to stand out. In a world where overexposure is mistaken for success, she chose authenticity, showing only what mattered, protecting her inner world. Her story with Can Yaman still stirs passion, debate, and nostalgia. But Demet's attitude shows that not everything must be resolved in front of the cameras. Sometimes true courage is letting go without scandal, healing in silence rather than through emotional revenge. She doesn't need to confirm or deny anything. Her serenity speaks for itself. What moves me most about her journey is how she's held her head high despite constant judgment. She doesn't seek confrontation, she chooses respect. And that today is revolutionary. Because anyone can shout to be heard, but few can stay silent and still be loved for their truth. Yes, Demet is special, not just for her undeniable talent, but for her humanity. She's become a role model for many women judged for feeling too much, for not forgetting, for continuing to love silently even when love no longer has a place. In that sense, she's shown you don't need to erase the past to build a different future. I admire her ability to move forward without tearing anyone down, to evolve without denial, and above all, to remain loyal to herself, even if it means not pleasing a public hungry for answers where there are only personal emotions. Because at the end of the day, her story doesn't belong to us, it belongs to her. And that is where her true freedom lies. Sometimes I think her story isn't meant to please, but to disturb. And Demet, through her silence and her choices, is saying just one thing: I belong to myself. Not to you, not to gossip, not to social media, not to a glorified past. And that is the most powerful lesson one can give. That's why it's no surprise so many support her. From Argentina to Europe, through millions of hearts, people want to see her happy, fulfilled, and at peace. Because she represents the woman who doesn't give up, who finds strength in her wounds, who transforms sadness into beauty. Many say it, and I repeat it. Demet deserves real love, someone who values her essence. she also deserves recognition, stability, and sincere applause for everything she's overcome. Beyond the lights and magazines, Demet Özdemir is a symbol of rebirth, of sweet strength, of dignity amid noise. Her light comes from within, and that makes her not only an unforgettable artist, but a deeply admired woman. Demet has constantly faced a double standard. On one side, those who don't accept seeing her single. On the other, those who criticize her whenever she starts a new relationship, as if she must always be defined by who stands beside her. And yet she has proven she's much more than the ex of... She's a talented artist, a respected professional, and above all, a woman who refuses to let gossip destroy her. While some keep inventing stories, others consult the cards, convinced she's on vacation with Khan. Everyone creates their own version, but only she knows the truth of her heart. As one comment said, the truth remains locked away. Time will reveal everything. From my point of view, I can only say this: Demet deserves respect. She deserves to be valued for her talent, her strength, for standing firm through so many media storms. She deserves happiness, whether by someone's side or even alone if that's her choice. In a world where lies sell more than truth, where many prefer to create stories rather than respect silence, I choose to focus on what matters. Demet is a strong woman who falls and rises, who loves, who dreams, and above all has managed to preserve her essence. And today that is true courage.